Seems better. All right. Put on all this stuff. Should also turn on the light here. Yeah. Okay. So I think this time the microphone will probably be way better. So I don't know what happened the other day, but the 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 microphone that I usually use was not recognized by the laptop, and so it ended up using another one. It was actually kind of funny because I didn't realize it from the dashboard, the OBS dashboard here. Everything looked fine, the volume and everything, but obviously I didn't do any double check, let's say, of the audio. So I kind of assumed it would still use my usual microphone, but for some reason I have no idea the reason, but it decided to use the built-in microphone, and that's why the other day the stream came out with so much such a weird kind of under the water sound. So I hope this time is better. I hope there's no interferences. There's no weird noise coming up. I have a fan on, a couple of fans on, so I can actually just put this to minimum, so there should not be too much of a noise maker. Let's see, what are we going to do today? So I will do basically what I did the other day again, which if you have already followed and seen, it might be a little bit boring, but I will add some other things that came up in mind in these days in between that I missed. And also, this time I plan on doing things from scratch. So this Emacs run is going with the without any config file loaded. So all of the things that you see up until here, until the font size, they were evaluated. All of these, the rest was not evaluated. So this is really from scratch, aside from these. So um, these are some custom things that I usually have. I removed the ring bell because the sound is just too annoying to me. And then I removed the scroll bar, and I removed the toolbar, the menu bar. There's nothing wrong with the menu bar or the toolbar. They're completely fine. Like, as you can see, they're not even that bad. So they are, sorry, I opened the browser. They are completely fine. The only thing is that I don't really use them. I got so used in doing everything with by just calling functions and things that I don't really use those menus. I always display the time, and I always use pixel scroll mode, which is a pretty good thing that came out since I think Emacs 29 probably, and basically makes scrolling smoother. And you can also set it up and adjust it to your liking. You can make it smoother, more discrete in going up and down. Then I increase the warning level because otherwise too spammy if you have too many packages installed. And I use display line numbers in relative mode. This is something that I've started doing since last year, and I think it's pretty nice. I find myself quite well using it. If you don't know what it is, I can activate display line numbers mode here. And you can see that it will show me the line where I am, and then relative to this line, the distance of the other lines, so that I can do Control 3 P and Control P to move 3 lines up, or I can do Control 10, Control N to move 10 lines down. So, and I just have to look at how far I am from where I want to go, right? If I want to go to the defun of this nifty little thing from Stack Overflow, I can just do Control 11, right? And then Control N, and I will go down there. Right, so this is it for what it's been already loaded. I'm doing this series to go through all more recent packages, and by recent I mean the last few years that everybody uses. I actually evaluated up to this point that everybody uses, and well, not everybody, but a lot of people use, and especially people that are more leaning more towards packages that integrate well with the built-ins that you already have in Emacs. So we will go in order, doing first Consult, then Marginalia, then Vertico, and finally Orderless and Embark. So right, we can start with Consult. So Consult provides let's say browsing menus that you can use to search, to browse buffers, files, also search patterns in the buffers, so strings, or in your project. Or you can also use their menus for some of the other built-ins that you have in Emacs, like the marks. You can browse marks. You can browse the registers. So there's quite a lot that they offer in terms of menus. And the other nice thing that I forgot last time to mention about Consult is that they also do grouping. I mean, I showed the grouping in practice, but I didn't go through what it means and what you can do with it. I just pointed it out very quickly. So let's try to install Consult. It will be super fast because I already have it. I will also install Consult snippet. That's because I sometimes use snippet. I don't mind it. I'm not fully on board with the autopilot and ChatGPT kind of things for code completion. Sometimes I do use them just to make some boilerplate things faster, but it's not part of the main workflow, let's say. So Consult provides these menus, and we can start looking at the ones that I personally use the most. So we have Consult line. Consult line, I actually use it instead of iSearch. If I want to use iSearch, I will just do Control R and do iSearch backward, and then I can switch from there to forward. so it's not a big deal to me. But console line allows you to search in the current buffer to a specific line by providing a pattern. So I can write console, but you will see that I'm not matching anything with console. That's because it's more of an exact match. So in this case, the line starts with a parenthesis, and now I do get the match of use package. The other thing that I use it for is the I menu. So you can see that if I want to see the possible completions, I have to do tab. So I have to press tab to make things pop up. And this is because we only have consult installed here, right? So you can see here that things are grouped, right? And these groups are not only nice to look at because they organize your things, but you can also query by them. And I will show that in a little bit. But for now, let's just keep in mind that we have things grouped by variables in this case. So I can try to do my var, right? I cannot complete it because I don't remember what my default completion thing is. Actually says no item. Well, anyways, the other good thing that you can do with consult is switch buffers. So you can see that if I press tab, I get my menu of buffers. This menu also can show you other things like not only buffers, but files and bookmarks and more. So in this configuration, you can see that I added some narrow key mappings. So what are these? These basically allow you to say filter by group by category. So if I try to switch buffer, I have buffers, but I can also do the less than sign, right? And then do a question mark sign, and I will get this little helper, right? That tells me, okay, you want to filter by group. These are the groups that you have available here right now and that you can choose from. So you can see that in the case of a buffer menu, we have quite a lot of things that we can choose from. We can choose project buffer, project file, project roots. In this case, I just want a buffer, so I can just do the B, right? Which means I can press B. Wait, let me double check. Was it just B or capital B? So lesser than and question mark B. It was just B. So I can just press B and then space, and you can see that I have my filter here. And so everything I search now will be just by that. And you can see that indeed it completes the scratch. Because if I filter by F, which is file, and did the asterisk, there's no match because there's no file in that menu right now. So nice. We also have the mark menus. So Control X, C, M is where I put them. Honestly, I never tried to do this without the other packages installed, so this is going to be interesting. But apparently I can just search by exact match or maybe regex match, right? So we get all these menus, right? Um, we also have the ones for the registers. In this case, we can do register load, control X, R, G, but there are no registers. So I can add something to a register. I will add this to a register, which is control X, R, and then I think it's X to copy to a register, and I will copy it to register C for copy. And now if I do execute the register console register load, I can see that I have my little string in here ready to be inserted, right? I can also use, instead of the load one, console register, which if I press tab will complete to the only one. So we can add another. So in order to add another, I will execute console register store, which is XRS. And here I get a preview of the registers that I already have, which is good. So I know which keys are already occupado, and I have the possible things that I can do given the point. So console register store gives you options based on your point. And in this case, we can do, for example, the window configuration. So I will do Alt W, and I will save this to the W key just because it's easier to remember. Let's do console register, which I did not bind to any key binding. Tab, and you can see that I have two options. They are grouped in this case as well. So if we want to, maybe we can even get the options, right? Yeah, see, we can possibly have number, register, string, point, rectangle, frame set, key macro, file, buffer, window. And I think that the file and buffer registers are maybe a recent thing. I'm not quite sure about that, but that might be the case. So let's see. I want to add. I want to. No, actually, I want to execute the C, right? So what I can do is, since it's a string, do S space and filter by string, and I will have only one completion, which is this one. By the way, maybe you notice you can follow along with the key bindings from here. Let me go over with my mouse. Yeah, from here, right? This little square thingy. The commands are not fully visible, maybe, but and I can actually fix that. Can I fix that? Yeah, I can fix that. Done. That's fixed. Hey, how you doing? Let me check the chat because I think my oh, this is this was a notification from somewhere else. Okay. Anyways, let's see. We have the register commands covered. Then the project buffers, we will go through those in a bit. But it's basically like console buffer, right? Just filtered by the project that you're in. And then console keep lines. Console keep lines is quite interesting. So what console keep lines allows you to do is to give a pattern, and based on the pattern, you can see that things started to get filtered in the buffer, right? And what it does is, given the pattern that you provide, only the string, only the lines that match that pattern will be kept. This changes the file. Okay, so this will actually, it's not like narrow, the built-in narrowing feature of Emacs. This is actually deleting lines. So now that I pressed enter, this is actually my file, and I have to undo the change to have everything back as it were. But it's still pretty cool feature, right? Very well, very well. I think we can perhaps switch to the next one. The next one will be Marginalia. So now that we have our menus, like the buffer menu, for example, we can add some extra info to the entries in our menu by using Marginalia. In this case, we only know that these are buffers, right? Scratch is a buffer, right? Good. Also, .emacs is a buffer. Maybe we want to know something more. So in order to do that, we use Marginalia. And the only thing that I use is Marginalia cycle, and I don't even use it that much. So I don't really configure Marginalia more than this, which is also from their documentation. So this configuration. So if I do go to the switch buffer, there's nothing different right now, but if I try to complete, you will see that now I have things organized in a different way. They're not horizontal anymore, and I have more information. I have something that looks like the size, right? This is the size of the buffers. And here some modes. I don't know. I don't know what these are, to be honest. Then the path in case of a file. This is the only file, and I have the path right over here. And then I have the what I think are the type of buffers, right? This is a Lisp interaction buffer. This is messages buffer, help buffer. This is a nelisp buffer. I guess maybe it's also the major mode plays a part in that. But anyways, we can also see the same thing in find file. So if I try to find a file and press tab, you will see that now I have extra information here as well. I have the permissions, right? I have the size, right? Oh, that's I never noticed that. You also get the precise number by hovering. That's pretty cool. Then yeah, you have some extra info. You have all of this. The path last time when it was created, last time modified, I guess. You got a bunch of stuff. And with this key binding, we can cycle the different types of let's say marginalia that we have. In this case, there's either none or I think none and annotate file, right? So try to, yeah, now I switched to none, and now there's no marginalia. If I switch back and try to complete again, I will get everything back again. Nice, very nice. And we can add icons just to make it nicer, right? So now I got icons all over the place, right? Org file has its own nice little icon. And also the buffers. Now they get icons, which is pretty cool. I mean, it's pretty nice, right? With this, with this VSCode users have nothing on us, obviously. So actually, they have nothing on us with nyan cat. Let me install it. I think it's the only one, right? Nyan. Right. Yes. Nyan mode. Is it global? Yeah, perfect. This is all we needed. With this, we're good to go. To infinity and beyond. So Vertigo. Now that we have our Marginalia information, we already saw that by trying to switch buffer, we have this extra information that has made things organized in a different way, right? Probably if we look at the console uh, register, it hasn't changed much. Let's see. Yeah, this has not changed much. I think there was actually now the right. I think there was now the window name. I don't know if that was already there. Well, anyways, in some menus things have changed, right? And with Vertigo, we can take advantage of a setup like that because it will allow us to do well to organize things as we prefer, right? Cycle through the options and use these menus instead of like this where I have to start completing it, right? We will be able to use them as menus that can be browsed through, right? So let's install and use Vertico. Vertical cycle means that once we browse through all the options, we will cycle back to the first one, right? Then Vertical mouse, which will allow us to do the same with the mouse with the mouse wheel. Yes, I do use mouse. I think it's fine to use Emacs and a mouse. So if you like to use a mouse, just use it with Emacs. I think there's nothing wrong with it. Actually, you have even more power. Like if there are some commands that you want to bind to some extra keys on the mouse, that's actually pretty cool. You have an extra small set of keys that you can take advantage of. Well, let's try to use Vertigo now that we loaded it. Let's try to switch buffer. And now you can see that stuff is no more on top, it's on at the bottom. And I can browse through things. The other thing you may have noticed is that we have previews. Like I have not switched to this buffer yet, but I already get the preview. That's console. Console does it. And I believe that was already happening before. Very well. So you may say, oh, is this it? Well, actually, Vertigo can be configured quite a lot. You can even have things be displayed horizontally or conditionally, either horizontally or vertically. There's quite a lot that you can configure, but usually I don't configure more than this little bit. I tried this vertical directory here thing for a bit, but was not really my thing. I believe vertical flat is what will give you the horizontal stuff. Not sure. The thing that may be useful is vertical quick. So let's install it and set the key bindings. Vertical quick will basically allow you to choose without browsing or filtering by just using one single key. There are two key bindings here. This is from the documentation, but I actually just used this one because this is like a toggle. So, and I will show you what I mean right now. So let's say I want to switch buffer and I want to go to the Emacs buffer down at the bottom, right? I could go down that, or cycle, right? From the top, I could cycle up. Or I can also use quick and control Q, and you can see I can also turn it off, control Q again. That's why I said that it's like toggleable. And I can just press H and it will select it. It will just go there and select it. So it's not, you don't have to press anything else. I think this is pretty useful if you have a long list of things, like maybe this, right, which is a bit longer and probably goes even further down. No, it's just this. Well, if you have a longer list of things and you want to go somewhere in the middle where you know that you're either going to query or query something or press Control N multiple times, or maybe Control 3, Control N, you can just do Control Q and then I don't know, G or whatever, and you go straight to the one in the middle. I think that's a good use case. I don't use this as often as I should. That's very possible. So, and then orderless. And with orderless is where we start being able to do interesting things. So let's install it. And orderless allows us to do to basically do searches with fuzzy matching and things like those. Remember when we did console line and nothing, the exact pattern had to be matched? Right now, that's not the case anymore. If I write consult on and then line maybe, right, I get the possible matches and I can browse through them with Vertico, right? But I get no marginalia for this. For the buffers, same thing. I can just write SC for scratch and I get the result, or Emacs for Emacs, right? So that's pretty cool. We can search like that, right? Files as well. I can do org. You can actually also enable preview in find file, I'm pretty sure. So let's say that now with orderless, yes, we can search like that, but what else? Well, let's try to take advantage of all of the things that we install right now. So Control X B, and let's say that I have a bunch of buffers open and I don't remember the name of the buffer that I wanted to go to, but I just remembered that it was a Python file. Actually, we can maybe open a Python file. Let's do test.py. Let's do a test.py here, right? For JSON, print hello. That's it. My var is 5. Def some font. A return right. Very well. So we have our Python file here. Let's say that we want to, like in this case, only find the Python file, right? Now maybe this is not a good case. Let's do it with the buffer switch, right? I want to find the one Python buffer I cannot remember the name of, and I would like to filter by the type of buffer, right? Maybe I have some other IPython notebook files or whatever open. I just want to find the Python file. So I would like to search by Marginalia, by annotation, right? And we can actually do that by using the ampersand and just do pi, right? You can search by this, which is pretty cool. We can also search by this if we want. Do modern, and I will get all the buffers that are from this directory, right? So that's actually maybe a better use case, right? Because buffers, you don't always have the path. I think there's a way to configure it so that you will get the path of the file, the buffer. But usually, if you don't have that configured, you can just do that, right? You can just search by the annotation and find it that way. Or I want to find everything that is not in that directory. Well, I can just use the exclamation mark, and I am saying I want everything that is not modern, that does not have modern in the annotation, right? Or I can do modern, but I want the Python file, right? Yeah, so that's it. So this is part of the power. You can also search by initials, meaning that A, N, C, L, right? If you only remember the initials of each word, let's say, of whatever it was, we can also use it for the annotations. So elisp compile, right? We can search by that, no problem. So we can do like this and do EC, right? And we have the elisp compiled buffers that are annotated as elisp compiled. Let's see if we can do something with the registers. I love registers. So with load register, can we do something with that? No. Maybe we can do something with consult register. No, it doesn't look like we can do much there. I mean, we can still filter in the same ways with orderless, right? So maybe I want something that is not a window, right? So in this case, a string. We can still do that. So let's see. This is Embark, not yet. What else? Am I missing something? I don't think I'm missing anything major. Maybe we can look at the consult mark menu right now, because now it should be way nicer. Oh, there's only one mark here. Add the mark here, a mark here, go up, and let's do consult mark, right? Nice. Now you can see at the bottom that we have a nice little menu, and we can also search in that. So we can do flat or mark, right? And go there. This will not pop the mark. So the mark will still be there. I'm not sure whether there is a way to pop it. Let's see. What if I do this? If I pass something to the client? No, it doesn't pop it. So, hey, buongiorno. How you doing? So, oh, Daniel, you're not new here, aren't you? Right? You're not new here, right? I'm trying to remember if you've been here already in one of the previous streams, because my memory is okay, good. That's good. My memory is kind of fuzzy, so but good. Yeah. So long time ago, yeah. Well, that's also highly subjective. For me, a long time ago can also be this morning. So hence why my memory is not that good. Okay, we went through the vertical and orderless stuff. So I think we are just left with Embark, right? I hope you, Daniel, are familiar with Embark, because it would be nice if I get some extra pointers with Embark. Because with the thing with Embark is that I feel like it has huge potential, but it's like maybe unexplored as much as it should, because it kind of gives you a different perspective on the workflows that you can have in Emacs. So kind of makes everything inside out. I don't know how else to put it, to be honest. So what is Embark? Actually, we can use Embark to figure it out. So let's install it. As you can see, there's quite a bit of stuff written here. I think that most of this I got from their documentation, and their documentation is actually really good. They also have a nice wiki section in the repository with several examples and stuff. But with Embark, you have these key bindings that are like the main entry points to Embark. So Dwim, I believe is let's do with Embark Act. So Embark Act is basically a command that chooses that by choosing the symbol under your point, in this case this, gives you a list of commands options that you can see here on the right. So the possible commands that you see here is the things that you can do with this symbol, right? But you may say, well, here says library Embark. What I meant is really like the package. Yeah, you cannot remember them all. That's why you get this. But some of them you can remember because they are very close to the default key bindings of either the packages or the built-in Emacs commands. So you can see here, Embark copy as kill is W, and W is usually what you use in Emacs to copy or cut, right? So let's see. Maybe I don't mean library Embark. What I want to know is stuff about the package, right? And you can see here that we have other options in the package. Can you see that? Yeah, package. And then there's also file, defun, meaning the function, and heading. So, but we can cycle through that. And we cycle through that by pressing again Control period. And now it looks like nothing changed, but I'm actually pointing to the Embark package. And I can use H from these options to have the scribe package. So instead of doing, I don't know, Control H, and then I don't even know if you can do Control H package. Can you do something like that? There's something like Control H package. Oh yeah, looks like no. Is this packages? Not quite sure, but anyways, see, I don't even know how to do that unless I do something like package list and then or list packages and then search for Embark, right? and then open the thing, etc., etc. Instead, I can just do period and then period again because I want to know about the package, and H, and I get the small little menu that's coming from the package list, right? And I can have, and here then I can read about this. Provides a sort of right-click contextual menu, right? A sort of right-click contextual menu. This tells me that maybe even the creators still are trying to figure out all the possible uses, potential uses of this, because it's really incredible. Like it changes, it can change your perspective on things quite a bit. So we can act on things then and cycle through them to choose what we want to act. I cycled 4 times maybe, and now I selected the whole function. You can see here that the things that I can do with this are quite different. Maybe I just want to copy the function, so I can just press W, as I said before, and now it's copied, and I can just yank it, right? I can just paste it. What else can I do? Maybe I wanna search for something. I made a variable, a dummy variable here called myvar. What I use Embark a lot even in programming mode is I select something and then I will get all the matching references highlighted. You can also browse them with N and P, so next and previous. Which package is the automatic key bindings menu pop-up? That's Embark. So Embark, I don't have which key here, although which key is built in, I believe now. Which key mode? Yeah, I don't have it enabled. That's just Embark. So when you press Control period, Embark will show you this menu on the right, right? And so here, hope that's what you meant. I guess that's what you meant, right? And so I can just browse my variable, and we can check that out in the Python file, right, that I made before. I can make some reference to my var here, some func my var, right? And I can go back here, and you can see that the references to my variable are there. I don't know, I'm not sure if this will work if I make an inner function that also does a myvar. Now I'm just playing around, so sorry about this, but I'm just curious. I want to see if oh, okay, it's not that smart, but it's still pretty good. Like you get all the matches. Yeah, which key? No, it's not enabled. I haven't enabled it here. I went with a bare bone Emacs, right? Vanilla Emacs, and I'm just installing these 4 packages basically. I mean, there's a couple more that I installed for nice things like nerd icons and vertical mouse and vertical quick, but it's just console, Marginalia, Vertico, Orderless, and Embark. Very well. So we were saying we can browse. That's how I use it a lot. Just to browse things that match a symbol, a thing, an entity, whatever you want to call it, right? If you see, if I keep pressing period, I will also get to the file eventually in some cases, like here. It will go, it tells me maybe you want to do something with the file where this is located, this orderless is located, and I can maybe load the file, so basically load the library, or maybe I want to delete the file, and about that, that's the other pretty cool thing that you can do with Embark, is that you can use it in your mini buffer in your menus. So we can use it in the consult menus that we've been using so far. So let's see, for example, if I do switch buffer, right? Let's say that I want to do something with my scratch buffer. I can do control period, and I will get the different options. So I can kill the buffer. I can switch to the buffer. So I can press B and switch to it. I can also, let me go back to the scratch buffer here. Act on it. I can also delete it, kill it, right? I can also do a edif of this buffer, right? So, oh, sorry, wrong key. Yes, so equal to do an edif, and I can do an edif with, I don't know, maybe with the test.py, right? So, I mean, it's, you may say, okay, but can't you just execute the usual commands, etc.? Yeah, well, it saves you a couple of key presses, right? Like if I want to delete the scratch buffer, I can just do it like this and press the K key and it's deleted. But the actual cool thing is that I can take, for example, the switch menu and say, okay, I just want the Python files, right? Maybe we can even open another one, another .py and hello, right? I wanna open. Yeah. So let's say that I want to switch and I only want to go to Python files. We can use the Marginalia to filter by type of buffer, right? And let's say that I want to do something to all of them, to all of these buffers. I can do control period, embark act, right? Yeah, embark helps everywhere with everything. So if you want to, once you act, instead of doing something like this, one of these options, you can also just do Alt X and execute a command, and the thing you acted on will be passed to that command. And I can show that in a second. So let's say that I want to have all of these buffers in the same place. I can do export, right? Capital E, and Embark export will give me automatically a nyan buffer that now I can use. Yeah, exactly. That's what I read before. It's like a right click. It's like a right click, more or less. It's a little bit different than a right click, because if you want to, you can pass the thing to any command. Whether it will work or not, it's a different story, but you can do that. Like while a right click, you will have only a fixed menu of things that you can do, right? With Embark, your fixed menu is the whole possible functions that can accept that symbol, right? So it's pretty powerful. It's like a right click. It's like yeah, a very overpowered right click. Yeah. So I export that and I get the iBuffer. I can also export my matches. So let's say that I want to search for my bar, right? And this is one of the use cases that also I use a lot, because this gives me the same functionality that you get with PyCharm, when you want to search in a file or in a project and get all the matches in that little overlay menu, right? You can do the same here. So I search for my var, I get all the matches, and I can do control period, right, and capital E to export. And now what I get is basically, it's like an occur, right, an occur buffer, or one of those graph match buffers. And I can go through these, and I can also press E, and now I can edit this, right? And I don't know, instead of my var, I don't have an LSP installed, maybe. I don't know. I'm somewhere where downloading an LSP would take me 5 hours, so I don't have an LSP. And I want to replace my var, right, with something else, call it something else. And I want to do it only where it matters. So I can say yes here, yes here, yes here, no here, right? And it will just be updated, right? Control C, yes. And now I can exit. And you can do the same with riprap in a project, right? So let's see if we can also do something similar over here in the very configuration file. Let's say that I want to search only lines that have consult, right? Or maybe with the I menu in in the I menu, right? In the I menu, let's see, I only want to see functions, so I can do F, right? I can filter by functions, and let's say that I only want these modi functions, right? And what I can do is embark act and export. And now I can have this little menu that I can keep as a reference. So whenever I get lost in the code or whatever, I can go back to this and just have my reference to these functions and go back to them, right? So yeah, very well. Another thing that I saw is that you can use the Embark to do also other things that are kind of not the usual to me. Like if you want, you can choose 1 plus 1, right? And I think you can be able to do, maybe not here, but in a test.txt. Let's do 1 plus 1. And let's see if we can send it to calc. Can we send it to calc? No? Oh, we cannot send it like that. That's unfortunate. But maybe we can send this to calc, right? I can do this. No? No. What if I select the region? I select the region. Yes, now I can send it to calc. I can do calc, grab sum down or sum across. So let's do a sum down. It should be 6. And we can also do the sum across, right? So we can do this. Let's see how that works. Underscore, right? Is that right? Yeah, that's right. But if you think about it, you can do this, right? Where you have a sum across and or a sum, vertical sum, right? Horizontal vertical sum. So what you can do is also take your buffers, for example. And let's say that I want all the buffers without, there are below a kilobyte, right? So all of these buffers, there are smaller buffers. And I want to know the total. I can just control period, export, and I can use rectangle mode, right, to do a region like this, then this, and then I can do calc grab sum down. And the result is 2,362, which should be correct. Let's eyeball it. It's 1,000. It looks legit. Yeah, it looks legit. So this is something pretty cool. One of those things that you think, oh man, you really can, if you kind of go outside the box, you can actually do powerful stuff with this. So another use case is, for example, if you have a README, right, and you have a bash line, right, and the bash line goes, for example, awk, right, and then something something. This is the command you have to execute. Well, maybe I want to know about this command. So what I can do is control period, and then I can do Alt X, right? And once I do Alt X, I can execute anything, and I can execute the manual command and get the manual of awk, or in this case, did I get the gawk manual? Yeah. But anyways, so this is kind of neat. If you get a URL, for example, you can visit it, right? Google.com. Well, I can select the region, do Control Act, and it will probably be here somewhere. Browse URL of region, right? I don't know if it's gonna go in. No, it didn't. It did not. Let's see if I can use the. Is it here? I would expect it to be here, but it's not. But maybe I can just pass it to it, right? Function to be run to parse command line URLs. Maybe this. If I just use, yes, I'm there. Oh well. So yeah, that's more or less it for what pops to mind immediately. You can also use collect, and collect is similar to the export. So for example, I just want the Python files, right? So, and I want them without a hashtag, maybe, yeah. And so I can collect, and they will be collected here. And maybe I want to do a select. So I want to choose which ones to do something to. And so I will do space, control period space, and I selected these two. And what I can do now is act all, right? Actually, we can do it again, just like this, right? The Python files, you can collect them, and I can choose only the ones that I want to act on, or this one and this one, right? And now I want to do act all, and act all will give me a new menu of things that I can do to these, and I want to do delete file, right? And it will ask me, do you want to delete these two files? Yes, that's it. These Python files don't exist anymore. Yes. So yeah, Embark is pretty powerful. Another use case is if you just want to reach some command quickly, right? Like for example, I do this with register store. So I will do control period and then capital Z instead of having a more complex. Oh, no target found. Okay, I will do it like this. And then I have the console register store command, and here it tells me, oh, point, buffer, frame set, window, right? If I select a region, if I have a region active, it will recognize it as a string, copy, append, prepend, right? And I can do, for example, append to C, and now if I do console register, yeah, you can see that it appended the string. So yeah, that's another use. And I was also trying to set up a Embark copy to register. So what I want to do is select this, for example, and then it automatically prompts me for the key to store the thing in. But I still have to work on that. But yeah. So yeah, let's see if there's anything else that I might have missed. Um, um, hmm. Do you use this Emacs configuration for work? No, this is just for this stream and video. I'm going to put this on the YouTube channel as well. So this is really from scratch. Um, the one that I use at work is different from the one that I use at home. There are some things in common that I use a little bit everywhere, like for managing windows, moving windows around. You know that those are helpful. Those are helpful everywhere. So yeah, but no, this is very bare bone. Like I don't even have which key enabled. Like which key mode, please, right? Yeah, thanks. Yeah, this is way better because I cannot remember all those. So um, very well. I wanted to check the um the um Emacs post, because this was prompted from a, I mean, I wrote a post on the subreddit because I was looking for here it is. Oh yeah, there was this nice this interesting. Oh, I think my chat just yeah, my dashboard, my stream manager just act it up. So there was this one that was suggested. Embark act to reorder lines, to sort lines. And that's also pretty neat. Can have multiple uses. Um, like the vertical sum can be pretty useful. We can actually try with the txt file. Some line, another line, new line. Let's see. It should be what did you say? I'm gonna use as sort lines. Is that true? Oh my god, yes, there's this sort map. Yes, sort. You can sort the columns, the paragraph, the lines. Does it mean sort columns, sort lines in region alphabetically, but certain range of columns. Let's do the lines first. Okay, this is really nice. Let's do the sort columns. It's kind of the same. Well, yeah. Yeah, see, like this is a completely new new thing that I hadn't actually checked. Yeah, some people use it with Maggot as well. That's also pretty nice. Oh, right. And using it without exiting, that's another thing. So sometimes maybe you want to do something to an item, right? So no, let's not close this one. Let's close this. So let's say that I'm browsing the buffers and I want to close this buffer, but I still but I have to go to the uh, messages buffer or the news buffer, right? But before that, I noticed that I have an older buffer that I want to get rid of. So if I press any control and any number before, right? So if I basically do CU and then a number, if I provide any number, anything that is not nil to embark act, I can execute whatever embark will execute without exiting the menu, which can be super handy. So even if I search everything that has embark and dash in it, one period, and I want to export it, right? Actually, I should have kept the thing open, but but in the case of a file, like as well, if I want to delete a file, let's say this txt file, I can do control number 2, then period, and then the delete file, yes, and I will still be in the menu. Hey, oh, thanks. That's a nice compliment. Thank you. It's probably just the lighting, though, right? Uh, probably just the lighting. How you doing? Yeah, I can just take all the light bulbs and the lamp and carry around as well. um, yeah. So I think we went through most of them. That comment on Reddit reminded me of the possibility of not exiting. There's also a variable that you can set up for that, but I don't remember which one it is. It's on the Embark documentation though. So you can set it up, and by default, it will never exit the menu that you embark act um, on. Um, yeah. Yeah, there was also um, a nice blog post that was proposed, um, which was, well, we can use Embark to visit it. Um, it's this one. Um, Tyler Baroque, I was looking earlier, so I've been missing the streams. Oh, thanks. Well, actually, this is my second stream after a couple of months of not streaming because I moved. So I moved countries, and that took a while to get everything set up and ready to go. So because of that, yeah, 2 days ago I did the first stream, and um, I don't think the move is to blame for it. Yeah, now I'm very much more comfortable than last month, for example. Yeah, so now I'm kind of settled, and everything's nice. We're still waiting for a couple of pieces of furniture, but most of the stuff is done. So we're nice, and my desk is also set up. It's a little bit messy at the moment, but it's kind of bigger than before. It's also a standing desk, so that's supposed to be healthier, right? But that's good that you're sleeping earlier. That's healthy. I should do that as well. I don't do that as much as I should, but yeah, that's good. You're doing that. Um, and yeah, but what I wanted to share was this blog article that was mentioned in the subreddit. Really nice, from apropos Emacs, 10 things to try with Embark. It's really nice. There's also the car things. I think that's how you pronounce it. Blog post on 15 ways to use Embark. That's really nice. Um, and but that's a really very popular, and this one has some not as expected use cases, right? Maybe a little bit uh, of a curveball kind of thing. Very well. So I think this is it. Well, oh, your wife is forcing. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, it's if you. I know what it means when you go to sleep later and you trip on something, and because of that, you wake up everybody else in the house. So yeah, you know those nice videos where they show like the guy dropping something like a small magic ball during the night, and then it just bounces everywhere, and it starts the car even, and everybody wakes up in the house. So, oh, you're a ninja? Yeah, I'm not. I'm definitely not. I can knock myself over right now just by standing. Uh, let's make the stream long enough, and that's gonna happen. Uh, yeah. No, I do not only use websites that work without JavaScript. It's that a lot of the people that are into Emacs have blogs that are very good with bare bone browsers like the EWW, the EU browser. So that's a good thing. That's a good thing. You save bandwidth. Um, uh, yeah, less megabytes traveling. Probably save some patch of grass, trees as well. Well, thanks everybody for joining. This is it for today. This stream will be uploaded on YouTube probably tomorrow. And yeah, thanks for sticking around. And I will see you in a couple of days for the next part and next packages to install. Thanks. See ya. Bye, guys.